Well, judging by the number of political parties that we are seeing emerge ahead of the Watershed 2024 election, democracy is alive and well and flourishing in South Africa. Not so much on the other parts of the continent. 9 military coups in the last 3 years. Surely having lots of political parties means less of a chance of that ever happening here in our side of the world. But today, we're going to talk to the president of another of the new political parties, but this isn't just any old one. It's a member of the Moonshot Pact. His name's Christopher Claassen, and he's the president of the Spectrum National Party. Thanks for joining us today, Christopher, and really good to have you with us. Why do you think it is, without going into your party specifically for the moment, but why do you think it is in the last 3 or 4 years that we've seen an explosion in new political parties? Action SA, the most obvious of these, and your partner, of course, in the, the multi-party charter, or let's just, the Rainbow Coalition say. Yeah, then you've got Isenko, who's also in that charter, Rise Mzansi, Bosa, Bongani Baloyi has now got a new party called Xiluva, and I'm sure there are numerous others that I haven't heard of yet and that we will as we go into the 2024 election. Why so much interest?
Well, Alec, first of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be on your show, and to all the viewers out there. You know what, Alec, we discovered that the parties that is, everybody wants to really start a fresh start for South Africa, and we discovered that all political parties other than the ANC seems that they cannot beat the ANC. And like Jacob Zuma said, the ANC will rule until Jesus comes. And I want to tell him it is a lie from the hell, from the devil. They will be removed. And the only way to remove the ANC from power is parties should come together. And when they get more than 50% plus 1% of the votes, then ANC is gone. And we made a decision to say we want to be part of this multi-party charter for South Africa and be part of this 51% plus 1. And that is why we are here. And we say we can fix South Africa. We don't need to go through the struggle, the pain, the oppression, and the hurt that we're going through. We don't need to go through it. And we say, this party is part of this multi-party charter for South Africa, say we can remove the ANC from power.
You say we. Who's we?
It's called all the political parties you just mentioned now, the Spectrum National Party, the DA, the Freedom Front Plus, the UIM, ICOSA, Action SA, and also we only 7 parties at this moment. There are more interest of other parties want to join, because a lot of other parties never knew about this multi-party charter for South Africa to remove the ANC from power. And it's just going to be suicidal for any political party not to be part of this multi-party charter for South Africa. Otherwise, we will not get the 51% plus 1, or 50% plus 1 to remove the ANC from power. Although, Cyril Ramaphosa make it very clear, they're not even nervous about this multi-party charter for South Africa. They say we are not a match for them. So I think they're going to lick their wounds over the next 10, 11 months. When all the parties can come together, because we will definitely be more than 50%. And then we're going to say goodbye to ANC, and we will start a fresh start for South Africa. That is what South Africans want. We don't know which direction to go for anymore. And I always say that people always have it so wrong. The country does not belong, Alec, to a political party. The people vote. This country belongs to South Africans, and we vote for a political party to be the manager or to be the agent, to act on behalf of the people. And I can still not understand why the majority of South Africans still vote for the ANC. Nothing works. When they took over this country, 1994, everything was in good working condition. There was order, there was respect, there was jobs, there was infrastructure, there was no load shedding. What's the problem? Why do you still want to allow the same dog to bite you year after year for 30 years now? And we decided as political party, which is Spectrum, said, we want to be part of this charter in let us take South Africa forward. That is our heart's desire. My children, I can see my age now, Alec, I'm turning 50 over the next 2 years. I'm turning 50. I haven't got much time left on this earth. And all I can say is I can make a difference to build or leave a legacy behind for my children and for the children to come. That's what I want to do. So my child cannot blame me and say, Daddy, you've been on earth for so many years. What have you done to change my life? And I commit myself, I commit my life, I commit my energy, I commit my time, my finances. And I say, my son, Daddy has done everything to change this country.
Where do you come from? Perhaps give us a little of your own background and what brought you into the political arena.
Yeah, like I'm just, I'm a miracle. How I landed up in politics is I'm a pastor. Let me first start my whole life so the viewers can understand who I am, where I come from. I was born 1975 on a farm in the Overberg called Elam. My grandmother has a farm there. I was raised there and I lived between Gansbaai, also in the Overstrand area. Between my parents had some marriage problems. So I've been between two sides, the farm and the town. In 1994, I finished matric in Bredasdorp. Then I moved to Cape Town and I started a security career, a security guard. And I also went straight into a ministry. I mean, I'm a pastor, by the time I haven't been a pastor, I was just working in the community. So which means I'm working over 30 years in the community now. And eventually I started my own church. I also started my own business, a security company as well. So, and then about 4 years ago, my little boy said to me, Daddy, out of the blue, I don't know who told you that, it doesn't be the Holy Spirit, said, Daddy, when you're going to become the president of South Africa, you're going to take care of all the poor people in this country. Because my son is what's my life for 7 years, how I help people. And eventually, and I said, God, what's going on? Why is this child telling me that? And I talked with a few of my friends, and I said, okay. They said, yes, we can start a party. But I said, when are we going to start a party? I don't want to be like any other political party. Let us be a different party. So Spectrum is the only political party in the whole world. I say it again, in the whole world, who's got an equal race governing policy, which means 25% black, 25 brown, 25 Indian, and 25% white is our party company of our party policy. Which means we are tired of this one race system. It didn't work up prior to 1994, and it's not working now after 1994. So we feel, let us fix this burning issue. Let us fix the root of the problem. It is a race issue in this country. And now, Alec, I can honestly tell you, Spectrum has 4 deputy presidents. Every municipality, there's 4 deputy chairpersons, one from each race group. So when we come together, we make decisions together, we decide together, and we move forward together. And you won't believe me, Alec. It is such a wonderful feeling to have all the cultural groups involved in decision making. And if we cannot fix this in the political field, then we're going to have a problem again. Otherwise, what do we want to fix? What do we want to fix if we cannot fix the race issue in this country? BEE, affirmative action. What nonsense is this? Am I not a South African citizen? Why should black benefit more than whites? Or vice versa. That's not fair towards you, to your children. Whites leaving the country and going overseas. Why? So this is why I must say, this is not their country. They must go to their country. And I want to tell all white people in this country, this is your country. You will stay here. You were born here. You got the South African citizenship. And bottom line, don't send your kids overseas. And all I'm saying is we need to stay together. We need to fight together so that we can change their future and make a difference in their future. That's all what we're saying, Alec. And I'm so thankful. I'm a jack of all trades. I can do a lot of things. I'm an inventor. I've got a gift from God. I've got a first world country solution for South Africa. I've got a sustainable solution for South Africa. I don't think our country should suffer. There's no need to suffer. I get so frustrated to see people sleeping under the bridges and under the trees and scratching and looking for food in the dirt bins. It is totally unacceptable. And Spectrum say we can fix something.
It's inspiring, and I think there are many who would say that we do need divine intervention in South Africa to come onto the right path. But why actually start a political party? Why not join with one? For instance, there is the African Christian Democratic Party. So if you think if God's pushing you in that direction, and I'm just being the devil's advocate here, not the devil's advocate, but you know what I'm saying. Why not join them? Why not join the DA? Why not join the Patriotic Alliance?
You know what? For me to go to any one of these bigger parties, I'm going to be just a number because they already got their structures. And for a new guy to come on board, it's not going to really add much value. ACDP, I've been with the ACDP for 50 years. For 30 years. ACDP is standing on a total of 150,000. And if you take 4,600 wards in South Africa, ACDP only has got 34 members per ward. 34 members per ward for 30 years. There is absolutely no growth in the party. The president is now at the age, is age now where you should have hand over the baton to somebody else. Because when you see your party is not making any progress, then you must say there's something wrong. It's a problem. So I decided it's going to be worth the while for me to join a party. And you cannot have a religious party anymore because this country is so diverse. So when the ACDP is going to come in power, are they only going to take care of the Christians? What about the Muslims, the Buddhists, the other cultural groups? So we cannot look anymore as a past and say, oh, we're going to be a Christian party. Yes, we do have Christian values, but still, I cannot say we favor. Otherwise, Muslim people will never join our party, and they're South African citizens. And we said, let us start something that nobody in this country, no political party has in this country. And it's equal rights governance, and we're going to do it together, which include all cultural groups, all genders, all ages. We even have youth as one of our deputy presidents. We even have a 35-year young man who's our provincial chairperson for the Free State, or provincial chairperson for Mpumalanga. We don't look at the specific your color. We don't look at your gender. If you are capable to do the job. We also had two females as well in our party 21 elections. And unfortunately, we couldn't find a strong female. Now we found a strong Indian lady who's in Johannesburg. So, Alec, all what I can say to South Africans out there, there's time for looking at running a political party where only one race controls the system. We are going to get nowhere. We need that joint relationship with one another where we say black, brown, Indian, white, come and let us come together and let us fix this country together. Because, well, you know what, if you go to Galicia, if you go to Richards Plain, Alec, it's so unfair. There's more malls have been built in Richards Plain called the Promenade Mall. And about 90% of the people working in the Promenade Mall are blacks. Now, there's other parties also against it and say, but why isn't this mall built for the colored people? Because it's Richards Plain. When the colored people go and work in Galicia, they stop the contract. You are not even allowed to go and work in Galicia unless we employ all their own people, but they can come and work in our communities. So this is the race fight the whole time. And the EFF, they are promoting racism. Kill the boer, kill the farmer. And nothing happens. They went to court and they still won the case. Are we promoting racism here? Are we promoting murder here? So I think it's a demonic forces controlling certain political parties in this country. And that is why we really need a God-fearing political party to fix this injustice, the pain that we're going through in this country.
I had an interesting chat yesterday with the Cape Independence Advocacy Group, who say the Western Cape should be independent. They are agitating for a vote on the same day as the national election in 2024. And they say that the multi-party charter of South Africa, the group that you're part of, has got no chance of getting that 51%. So there are really two questions here. The first is, are you in favor or against Western Cape independence? And secondly, how do you respond to people who would say to you that all the work that you and the DA and Action SA and the Freedom Front and the IFP are putting in together is really worthless because you're going to only get 38 or so percent?
Yeah. Alec, very good question. I'm glad you asked that question. Everybody's talking about secession. Okay, Namibia was part of South Africa. Then they became eventually independent, right, on their own. And you know what's happening now currently in Namibia? There's so many political parties fighting one another. So when the Western Cape become independent, who's going to run it, number one? Who's going to be the rulers of this party? Will it be Cape Exit? Will it be the DA? Will it be Spectrum? Again, another fight. And after a while, then people will have the right again to start their own political party in the Western Cape. So, which means we're going to split up the Western Cape again now. So Hermanus is going to be independent. Cape Town is going to be independent, and so they will just break it up in pieces. So I personally don't see the benefit. If they have a great plan, how are they going to run the Western Cape? Namibia is a good example. Let us go to Namibia, because why they thought it would be a good thing to be independent, but now it is not a good thing. Political parties are still fighting one another there. So what's going to be the purpose of making the Western Cape independent or the Eastern Cape independent? Well, I don't see the benefit of it. But all I know is somebody want to be in charge. Somebody is fighting for power. And who's it going to be? Cape Access? Would it be DA? Would it be Spectrum? That's the question. So who is going to leave us again at the same place where we started? So I would say that all the civil societies, they have come together, work with us to push us over the 50%. That is what we need now. Pastors, the churches, the mosque, the religious, they are the majority. If we can get all of them on board and they educate the church members, then we are the majority. But it doesn't seem that we understand the bigger picture, how important it is. People say, all political parties are the same. There's going to be no change. All what we tell with African citizens, give this charter a chance. Vote for your party of choice, but vote for any political party who is part of this charter. Don't vote for ANC, don't vote for EFF. And our biggest fear is when EFF is going to go in coalition with the ANC, there's going to be a fight all the time between the two of them. They are not in good standing with one another. But we must understand, there will be a civil war, Alec, when ANC and EFF is going to coalition. You just imagine Julius' attitude towards white people, Julius' attitude towards so many others. Is a political party leader must bring people together, not separate them. That is a leader, because you become a father of the nation. And a father must love all his children, good and bad. That is what's going to happen. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be shocking for us 2024. But if all parties can come together, leave our ego, leave our pride, and say, let us park our differences, let us stay together and remove the ANC, and then we form a multi-party government. Everybody will be responsible for the department, or all political parties get together, run a department, and what's each other. That is what we should do. But to go that route in secession, I don't see the benefit. Hard work, but end of the day, there will be no result. We're going to come back again to point A.
I liked what I read on your Facebook page, where you talk about yearning for clean and effective government, dissolving the political bureaucracy and declaring a thought democracy. Democracy itself, though, is something that seems to be battling to take hold on our continent in particular. What are you doing to educate those who haven't really been exposed to the value of democracy? And I say this because you look to the poor Zimbabweans, elderly Zimbabweans, queued, according to reports, for 2 days to get their vote registered. And it's pretty clear that that was the whole election there, once again, for the however manyth time, has been a farce. It's just been stolen. And I guess once you get to that stage, it's very hard to pull it back. How can you help to change the minds of people who can then understand that democracy really does put the power in the hands of the people?
Alec, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make a lot of videos on TikTok. I'm really trying to spread the news. I have noticed that there are so many people out there who has no idea what politics is all about. They have no idea. If you go to an average person on the street, they have no idea. For example, when I go to the Promenade or to one of the malls or in the road, and I've been on TV now for the past 2 days. I've been a lot of times on social media, but you won't believe me. It's shocking to know that there's so many people who never heard about Spectrum. Millions of people. Although I've been on national TV, on radios, and TikTok, is still not enough. People, we need to reach every person, every house. And where are we going to start? We need to get some information over to the person who works, to work. Although a lot of companies don't want to affiliate themselves with political parties, but we need to get a message out to people in our community. And how are we going to do it? Maybe we should put up billboards in our communities, because when the people see it at least. But at this moment, people have no idea. Well, you know why people are voting for the ANC? Because they're scared. to vote for the other party because they're scared apartheid is going to come back again. You know what? Apartheid has not been good for the non-whites at that time. But I can honestly tell you, irrespective of it has to be good, there was order, there was jobs, everything was there, there was a proper infrastructure. I think the majority of the blacks, they are scared apartheid will come back. And I want to tell today to every black South African, apartheid will never ever come back again. We are wiser now. We never knew the system, but we understand the system now. And if you really want to get out of that hockey, out of the zinc house where you stay, put the condition where you're currently living in, you don't need to vote for the ANC. The only way to remove the ANC is don't vote for ANC. Then your life is going to change. Then this multi-party charter for South Africa is going to change your life. But Alec, once again, education. But social media is not enough. I've discovered it is not enough. People don't read. People don't always watch the news. So we need to come up with a different idea, new idea. Maybe we should speak to churches and pastors and imams and religious cultural groups and say, please just carry this information over to your members. Because when I vote with my brothers voting for a party, I also going to vote for the party. Or some people want to vote for the bigger party. People say, don't vote, voice your vote on a small party. Maybe that is the party going to change this country. But because we are so used to over the years voting for the same party with no results, why should you vote again for the same political party? I think, Alec, education is key. How are we going to do it? We need to come up with a plan. Billboards, flyers in the community, local newspapers, but we need to get that message out to the people, how to vote and who to vote for.
We have a view at BizNews that you must never underestimate the intelligence of the common man, but never overestimate the knowledge that they've been exposed to. And I think that gives us yet another support for that view. Well, the president of the Spectrum National Party, Christopher Claassen, and I'm Alec Hogg from BizNews.com.